Hey, I'm Coffee Bun, but you can call me Coffee. Nice to meet you. Just like the title for the video says, I decided to join Art Fight 2026. I have always seen people post about attacking others with art and encouraging others to join over the years, but I never joined myself. I did consider it because of how fun it seemed, but I thought people were just drawing characters and role playing. Not only did I think my characters weren't solid enough for me to post them anywhere, I wasn't comfortable with the idea of role-playing. Of course, that isn't what Art 5 was about. So what changed this year? Happy coincidences! See, the FIFA World Cup is going on at the moment. Let's go! So editor Coffee here. When I recorded the audio, it was a few days before the Mexico versus England match, so yeah, I'm cheering for the women's team now. Let's go, Mexico! And I intended on watching every soccer match I could. It of course didn't work out, as I ended up sleep deprived because some games were scheduled to start at midnight in my time zone. To make up for it, I was hoping to see the crazy goals I missed while scrolling on TikTok. But then I came upon people sharing themed cards and showing off reference sheets of their characters. I assumed that meant the event had started, but then I realized there was still a week until it did. 1 week left. I immediately got excited at the idea of joining. Suddenly, that meant learning all I could about the rules, making a profile, choosing a team, and making reference sheets for my goobers. I got reference sheets covered somewhat. I was actually in the middle of working on some characters of mine and had started drawing their reference sheets for them for a video. They were unfortunately still in the sketch phase, except for one. Anyways, I decided to get right to work, watching YouTube videos while I drew like every good little digital artist should. Instead of my usual content, I queued up any videos I saw that were about Art Fight. Thank you, kind souls, for your generosity. From what I understand, the whole purpose of the game is to exchange art with other people, or gift art to other people. There are usually 2 teams, but this year there are 3 because it's the 10-year anniversary. Some keywords I had to keep in mind were attacks are given art to people in other teams, friendly fire is given art to people in the same team as you, and defense is the attacks you receive, I believe. I'm still learning, please forgive me. Before I forget, there's also revenges. They basically mean what you think it means. If someone attacks you, you can also attack them back and receive points for it. On top of all of that, there's a point system that's based on the media you use, how many characters you drew, and the size of the piece. Speaking of, I will give a brief overview of the characters that are going on my profile. They're all from a story I have called Treading Waves. Treading Waves is about 10 or so years old and is near and dear to my heart. The main message I want to portray is you don't have to do anything alone. People who care will be there for you if only you let them. We follow our protagonist in a world of magic and fantastical beings, learning this very message the hard way along with the new friends she makes at a magic academy. She essentially runs away from home to make a name for herself, but ends up cursed to slowly become a fish. Not only does she need to hide this from those around her, she desperately wants to hide it from her mother. Her name is Rosemary Lily Hagen. The best way to summarize her is that she is shrouded in her mother's shadow and desperately wants others to see her as her own person. See, her mother used to be a national hero called the Witch of Roses and is basically a celebrity, but retired after her marriage to have a family away from the spotlight. Rosemary's father is out of the picture when the story begins, having disappeared when Rosemary was still young. Because of this, Rosemary has become a rather independent person with extensive knowledge about potion making, but she doesn't have the license needed to actually craft them. She instead is her mother's assistant and helps manage the storefront. While she's the first face people see, Rosemary doesn't go out of her way to be overly friendly or cheerful, so people are put off by her RBF. She's still considerate of others and polite, but also wary. She doesn't trust others easily and struggles accepting the fact that there are people who don't reduce her to just being her mother's daughter. Now, you may notice there's 2 reference sheets for her, one human and one mermaid. That's because she's also a mermaid. However, she believes she's been cursed to slowly turn into a fish, so she tries her best to keep that fact a secret from everyone, especially from her mother. She's afraid people will think she's a mermaid, an extinct species in this world, and try to harvest things from her body like in the stories. I like to think that there are many folk tales people tell about fantastical beings' body parts being used in spells to help with certain things. For example, taking a scale from a mermaid's body will help you breathe underwater. I kind of want it to be the equivalent of people hunting down sharks only for their fins to make shark fin soup, which I believe has no nutritional value. So in this world, people would probably be hunting down mermaids for their scales, for their nails, gills, fins, whatever it is, in hopes of making a love potion or improving their singing or even making themselves prettier. Before I forget to mention, all of these characters have a flower that's assigned to them based on meaning. So Rosemary's is Lily of the Valley, which symbolizes sweetness and purity, which may seem a little ironic to some, but I find it fits her. Plus, it's my favorite flower. While Rosemary tries to hide her secret, she's very quickly found out by an acquaintance of hers, Callisto Ronan Robles, or Robles in English. Back home, he had become something of a regular at the potion shop Rosemary's mother owned, as he is something of a knight or knight in training. I haven't decided yet. He's flirty, charming, and suave to the point he is popular in high society despite the fact he's born out of wedlock and is his uncle's adopted son. Besides that, he just likes to talk a lot to Rosemary. Yep, not with, but to Rosemary, because she didn't want to get close to him at first and is now forced to interact with him because he's actually helping her hide her secret. He may seem one note, but just like Rosemary, he doesn't want to be reduced to just being his mother's, quote, abandoned son, end quote, and his uncle's pitiful adopted son. He wants to be seen as his own person and relies on his good looks in order to not be seen as easily replaceable, so he has a sensitive side. The flower I chose for him is called Lady's Mantle. It symbolizes peace, joy, and an emotional heart. I've also read somewhere it's also been used to heal wounds, soothe aches, and cleanse the liver. That last part is significant for Rosemary. I won't get into too much details right now, but Rosemary's mother is a bit of a drinker. Moving on to the next character, this guy is a close friend of Callisto's named Victor Emery Morgenstern, son of Duke Morgenstern, who happens to be somewhat of an infamous person in high society. Duke Morgenstern also happens to be part of the royal family of the country Lumiere. Victor is expected by others to take over his father's title and support his twin sister's endeavors in becoming the next queen of Lumiere. He's almost a complete opposite of Callisto, a gentleman, stoic, and kind. Because of his connections to the current royal family, many vie for his attentions in hopes of getting ahead. While he doesn't show it, he often compares himself to others thanks to the treatment he receives from his father. He luckily has Callisto to remind him of the fact he's only human and that his father's expectations are unreasonable. He also ends up having Rosemary in his corner when he becomes her tutor. She also reminds him of the fact that even if he is his father's son, he doesn't have to stay his father's son. Victor has Callisto there ready to support him, and she's ready to do so if he wants it. I'll leave it at that. These three are supposed to be in a weird little love triangle because I love that trope. Victor's flower is the white gardenia. It means trust, hope, peace, renewal, and protection. All things he will come to represent. Victor's twin sister, Victoria Rain Morgenstern, is basically the apple in their father's eyes, the one person Victor hopes to never surpass. In short, Victoria's put through a lot of pressure by her father to become the future Queen of Lumiere, despite the fact her aunt, the current crown princess, is still alive and well. Both her and Victor were raised separately and constantly pit against each other to the point she resents him for his supposed freedom. She's a perfectionist, which is shown through everything she does. She is seen as polite, elegant, and cold by others in high society, putting a wall between her and them. She doesn't want to be queen in reality, but all her life, she's essentially been raised for this role, and she feels stuck. She ends up de-stressing through fencing, the only recreational thing her father allowed her to do. Her father is also extra hard on her because she's actually part of the alphabet mafia. Her flower is the iceberg rose, which is actually part of the duchy's coat of arms, which I haven't designed yet. It means purity, innocence, peace, and charm. It can also mean resilience because of its winter hardiness. Even when she starts off on the wrong foot with the group, she will eventually realize her life belongs to her, not her father. Speaking of the twins' father, Duke Morgenstern is a very ambitious man, to the point he ends up convincing his parents, King and Queen of Lumiere, to have a discussion with the king of an allied country to have Princess Aurora Ya Pepra to marry his son Victor. Aurora is a very beautiful and delicate lady that had rarely been seen outside her palace, much less out and about in another country, thanks to the overprotectiveness of her family. She is poised, sweet, and demure, which makes her adored by those who have the chance to meet her. She also happens to be a fairy, making her more ethereal to others. Her family had hidden her away for her safety, but seeing her agree to marriage made them decide to let her attend the same magic academy that the others go to. They want to do anything to make her happy, and if this makes her happy, they're willing to let her go. Aurora really accepted the arrangement to leave the palace walls and experience a whirlwind romance like the characters in her novels. However, even though her family lets her go to another country, they still want her to be protected by someone. So that duty ends up falling to Victoria. From the moment Aurora arrives to Lumiere, she ends up spending more time with Victoria than with her fiancé, Victor, which she realizes she doesn't mind at all. In fact, she likes Victoria more than Victor, which she can only assume is because she's her first female friend that happens to be her age. Blue iris is the flower I chose for Aurora, which symbolizes faith, hope, and deep trust. Last but not least, Maria Irene Sierra, or Maria Irene Sierra, the daughter of Nova rich nobles who were once a part of the Witch of Roses party. Maria's parents had never become as popular as the Witch of Roses, but have always told stories of their dear friend to their young daughter, which eventually made her idolize the Witch of Roses. She also strives to help those in need with a smile on her face, very aware of the fact that she is privileged. She's always positive, selfless, and responsible. Despite the disdain of the older nobility, she stays positive knowing she's her younger sister's role model, of which she has 3. As a result, she has become a people pleaser and parentified in order to be seen as helpful by those around her. She ended up feeling as if the moment she doesn't seem happy and strong, everything will crumble apart. All of her efforts to be the embodiment of her idol and fit among the nobility will be wasted. Her family's flower is the orange carnation, and their colors are very red-orange. But because of her idol signature pink roses, her colors ended up becoming more peach-themed. Her flower, therefore, is the pink carnation, which means gratitude, motherly love, and affection. I intend to make a comic or a webtoon about these guys, so I've been working on them for a while. Since comics are visual media, I already planned color to be very important to the story. So all these characters have colors assigned to them, which I hope is easy to see in the reference sheets. Before I started working on these reference sheets, I was still agonizing over the team I should choose. From what I can see, there are no requirements for you to fulfill for the team you end up choosing, but I still wanted to choose the perfect team that embodied these characters. Then I realized that low-key, or perhaps even high-key, all of my characters kind of have a sad backstory. After I came to that realization, Team Tragedy seemed like the team for me. All that was left to do was make a profile icon for me and a team card. At the time of writing the script, I was still in the middle of making the reference sheets, and I was getting a little scared I wasn't going to make it to the deadline being July 1st, which is when Art Fight starts officially. But in the end, I made it! Children, they're alive! We want more about these characters. I'm still in the middle of making that original video about treading waves. Dear God, I have to rewrite the script. So stay tuned for that. I also plan on making more art for them, and once Art Fight's over, I will go over my experience here in the video. For now, these are the only socials where you can see more art of these guys when I have something to post. Anyways, that's all for today. Have a good day or night, and I'll see you soon. Bye!